New leaked benchmark results are offering an early look at the performance of Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra, and the numbers are already sparking debate. Shared by well-known leaker Ice Universe, these results suggest that Samsung's next Ultra flagship will deliver a clear performance boost over the Galaxy S25 Ultra. At the same time, the leak challenges recent claims that Samsung's Exynos chip will finally surpass Qualcomm's Snapdragon processor. As expected, the Galaxy S26 Ultra will launch with two different chipsets depending on the region. Some markets will receive a Snapdragon-powered version, while others will get Samsung's in-house Exynos 2600 chip. This split strategy has been part of Samsung's flagship lineup for years and has often caused frustration among users who feel one version performs better than the other. The latest benchmarks only add more fuel to that discussion. According to the leak, an underclocked Snapdragon variant of the Galaxy S26 Ultra has already appeared on Geekbench. Despite not running at full power, the device reportedly achieved 3,466 points in the single-core test and 11,035 points in the multi-core test. That is a noticeable improvement over the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which scored roughly 337 in single-core and 9,769 in multi-core benchmarks. This performance jump makes sense when you consider the hardware involved. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to use a custom version of Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip. This processor is designed specifically for high-end flagship devices and brings higher clock speeds, better efficiency, and improved overall performance compared to the previous generation. What makes these numbers even more impressive is the fact that the tested Snapdragon chip was not running at its maximum speed. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 includes 2 prime cores capable of reaching up to 4.6 GHz along with 6 performance cores that can clock up to 3.6 GHz. In the leaked benchmark, however, the top cores were reportedly limited to around 4.19 GHz. Because of this, Ice Universe believes that a fully optimized retail version of the Galaxy S26 Ultra could achieve a single core score close to 3,920. If that happens, the Snapdragon variant would comfortably sit at the top of current smartphone performance charts. These results also push back against rumors suggesting that Samsung's Exynos 2600 would finally overtake Qualcomm in raw power. While there has been optimism around Exynos due to its new manufacturing process, the leaked data suggests that Snapdragon still holds a strong lead in single-core performance. However, the Exynos story is not entirely negative. The Exynos 2600 is reportedly built using a more advanced 7M manufacturing process compared to the Therm process used for Qualcomm's chip. A smaller node typically allows for better power efficiency and can improve multi-core performance. Previously leaked benchmarks for the Exynos 2600 show a single core score of around 3.39 and a multi-core score of approximately 11,256. While the single core result is lower than Snapdragon's, the multi-core score is actually slightly higher than the underclocked Snapdragon result. This suggests that Exynos may perform particularly well in tasks that rely on multiple cores, such as multitasking, video rendering, and background processing. It is also important to remember that benchmark scores do not tell the whole story. Tests like Geekbench measure short bursts of performance, not sustained workloads. Long gaming sessions, thermal control, cooling systems, and power efficiency all play a major role in real-world performance. There is also evidence that Qualcomm's chip still has untapped potential. A reference device using the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 reportedly scored over 12,000 points in the multi-core test. This suggests that once fully optimized, the Snapdragon-powered Galaxy S26 Ultra could end up leading in both single-core and multi-core performance. For everyday users, though, the most important takeaway is that the performance gap between Snapdragon and Exynos is shrinking. Even if Exynos does not fully surpass Qualcomm, both versions of the Galaxy S26 Ultra are expected to feel extremely fast in daily use. Apps should open instantly, games should run smoothly, and multitasking should feel effortless on either model. There is also a business angle to consider. Snapdragon chips are powerful but expensive. As component costs rise, Samsung has strong reasons to invest more heavily in Exynos. Reports suggest Samsung is saving money on Exynos-powered models, even if those savings are not passed on to consumers. With the Galaxy S26 series expected to become more expensive overall, narrowing the performance gap between Exynos and Snapdragon is an encouraging sign. In the end, these leaked benchmarks show that the Galaxy S26 Ultra is shaping up to be a major upgrade. Snapdragon may still lead, but Exynos is closer than ever, and both versions promise true flagship-level performance.